Pre-market trading is extremely volatile, so I've built a new 2-minute scalping strategy to take advantage of said volatility. This is a different strategy from the buy and hold pre-market strategy that I already have. Listen, this strategy works great, as you can see on this massive trade it took just 10 days ago, but it has a very low win rate. When trading a low win rate trading strategy, your P&L curve ends up looking something like this. You might hit a big winner, but then you're going to lose and lose and lose and fade off for a while before you hit another winner. Then you're going to lose and lose and lose before you hit another winner. And listen, this is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with this. But what we're targeting today is we are going to attempt to build a high win rate trading strategy. With a high win rate trading strategy, your P&L curve will look a little bit more like this, a little bit more consistent up and to the right. I've already built the strategy. It's what's running on this chart here. I'll show you the source code in just a second. Just a couple of admin things to cover first. We are trading this on a 2-minute time frame. Even though it's a scalping strategy, I don't want to go down to the 1 minute, the smallest time frame that Thinkorswim offers, because you're going to need to find these moves in pre-market essentially as soon as they begin. And I think giving yourself a 2-minute window to do that is more reasonable than a 1 minute. Because if you can't find the trades in time to enter them, then the strategy is pointless. So we are going to up it a little bit to the 2-minute time frame. And secondly, the orders in this strategy will only fire during pre-market. So even if the conditions are true, which once again we'll cover in just a second, during normal market hours, the strategy will not trade. The A+ setup that we are targeting with this strategy occurs in pre-market right after a company announces news at very typically either the top or bottom of the hour. So finally, how does the entrance and exit condition for this strategy work? Well, let me go ahead and load in my custom code here and we can begin to take a look at it. Let me actually zoom in so you can see it just a little bit easier. So the strategy is looking for a stock that is trading heavy volume. Volume is the key metric for this strategy. The volume must be greater than 10,000. That's just a way to keep a lot of the really low volume chop that can occur in pre-market as well out of any trade possibilities. Then, and this is the real key here, the volume, meaning the current volume on the current candle, must be greater than the average volume over the previous 10 candles multiplied by 5. So essentially we're trading 5 times average volume. That is when we are looking to enter this trade, and the candle must close red. So we are looking essentially here, the thesis is we want to buy the first dip after a company announces news. We want to buy the first heavy volume dip. So you're going to watch these stocks. You're going to watch your scanners at either the top or bottom of the hour when a stock appears on one. And we'll talk about that in just a second as well, how to find these setups. But when a stock appears on one, you'll flick it up. You're going to be looking for, once again, kind of that first heavy volume, that first higher than normal average volume red candle. Then the sell condition, very, very easily, you sell the first red candle after your entrance. That's it. It's a very simple strategy. Listen, I've been building codified trading strategies in Thinkorswim for over 6 years now. I have always found that the strategies that translate best from backtesting to live trading are the simplest strategies, the strategies with the fewest rules. It avoids curve fitting, it avoids survivorship bias, etc., etc. And listen, at the end of the day, we're not trying to build great backtests, right? We're trying to build strategies that we can actually translate to live trading. So anyway, there's a couple of other sort of admin things going on here. First off, you've got your position size input parameter, meaning that you can change this very easily from the settings cog on the strategy. I'll show you that in just a second. I have mine by default set to 50,000. If you trade a smaller account size, obviously, once you import this code, then you can go in and change that. Then, of course, I have defined my pre-market starting at 7 a.m. So in Thinkorswim with the Charles Schwab brokerage, that, of course, Thinkorswim is built on top of, you can begin trading at 7 a.m. 2.5 hours before market open, you can begin trading. And of course, I have it closing. The strategy will not take trades after 9:20 5, of course, running into market open. So if I quickly come out of the code, I'll show you quickly that position size input parameter. If you click on the settings cog here of this strategy from your edit studies modal, you will see here now you have your position size. So if you only wanted to take like $2,000 positions instead of 50,000, all you need to do is change it there, and you'll notice all the statistics and the trade size adjust accordingly. As I'm recording this video, it is currently 6:50 in the morning, meaning pre-market trading begins in 10 minutes. So now we get to get into the very fun part of this video. What we're going to do is we're going to watch in real time how the strategy performs on the pre-market movers occurring this morning. While we wait for 7 a.m., I just want to let you know that I have imported this strategy code onto my website, daytradingstrategies.net. So if while watching the live trading throughout the rest of this video, you become interested in having access to this strategy, in being able to run it on your own Thinkorswim, head on over to daytradingstrategies.net. It will be linked in the description down below. Later in this video, we'll talk more about this website. I just wanted to make you aware of it now while we're sort of waiting. Alrighty, so as we approach 7 a.m. here in 30 seconds, I just want to quickly let you know what I'm looking at on my third monitor here to the left. I actually use an external scanner. Unfortunately, Thinkorswim scanners aren't live updating, so they don't work very well, at least for capturing the first move as we're looking to do with a strategy like this. So I'm using Trade Ideas. In no way am I affiliated with them. Don't go sign up for them just because I said that, but feel free to check them out. That's what I'm looking at over here. That's the scanner I'm looking at. Also, I have my Discord server up. This is a Discord you can get access to also through my website, daytradingstrategies.net. And we actually just passed 700 members in this Discord. That is just a lot of eyes on the market. As you'll notice here, as stocks start to move here coming up to 7 a.m. as we're at now, people will start to post what is moving in this Discord. So it's just another great way if you're interested in always being on top of moves as they happen. This Discord is a great place to be in. It's something else that I'll have an eye on. Anyway, 7 a.m., we got to sort of lock into the scanners here, see if we can find any setups. It is Friday morning. Maybe I should have made this video on another morning. Sometimes Fridays can be a little bit slower, but who knows? Not always. Let's go ahead and see what happens. All right, so literally nothing happened at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock, at the bottom of the hour at 7:30, as sort of forementioned. Fridays can be a little bit slower, but here at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock, we did just get a move on VRC. So the company announced some kind of news here at 8 a.m., some kind of material moving news. Development partner Tory receives approval, yada, yada, yada. Great. That's the A+ setup. It's pre-market, and the stock just announced news. That's exactly what we're looking for. Gets a pump at 8 o'clock, of course, looking at the 2-minute time frame. The next 2-minute candle also big and green. Great. Let the stock pump. Let it go. Let it be strong. We are looking for that first dip. So the the stock gets a red candle on very heavy volume. The strategy, of course, buys the close of that candle, holds all the way through the next 2-minute candle, holds all the way through the next 2-minute candle. So just a 4-minute trade. And then this candle, of course, closes red. So the strategy gets out. And so far, this looks like about a perfect little exit. So in this trade, once again, in 4 minutes, the strategy just locked in 8% profit. You're not setting the world on fire, but would you complain about making 8% in 4 minutes? If you would, you shouldn't. How about that? Anyway, nice little trade there. Unfortunately, I do apologize. I meant to capture this live. I was sitting here and talking about this trade live. I forgot to hit record. Okay, look. I've been making YouTube content for like 9 years now. It still happens, okay? It still happens sometimes. But anyway, there is a nice little trade that just happened this morning. Let's see. Hopefully we get another one and my dumb self can actually catch it live this time. By the way, just want to give a quick shout out. This trade VRCA was alerted in the Discord at 8:04 this morning. So you would have seen it in time to enter this position if you were in the Discord. All right, so it is now 9 o'clock. We're past the top of the hour here at 9 o'clock, sort of the last check for normal pre-market news release. And honestly, like nothing else has really happened. I mean, listen, something did happen. ZOOZ went absolutely nuts. I mean, this stock jumped from $3 or $2 even up over $9, a 300% move in less than 5 minutes. But when it had its pullback here, its volume here, since the volume was so dang high in this run up, the volume on this pullback actually wasn't large enough to meet the entrance criteria of the strategy. Of course, being that the average volume over the last 10 bars, this needs to be 5 times greater than that. The volume wasn't high enough, and honestly, good thing it wasn't. The pullback just wasn't large enough. The strategy didn't enter, so we didn't eat this loss. That is very good. I just want to once again show off and shout out to Mr. Ave. Right at 9 o'clock, right at 9 a.m., this was posted in the Discord. So you would have known about this thing immediately. I mean, this is a 2-minute candle. So at 9:02, even if you were a little late to that alert, you would have known about this before a 150% move happened. So shout out to the Discord and shout out to this move, but unfortunately just a slow day for this strategy that we're trying to build. But that's okay. We'll go look back at some stocks that have moved throughout the week and see how the strategy performed on them. This is INTW. This just occurred yesterday, September 18th. NVIDIA announced they were purchasing $5 billion worth of Intel stock, and INTW is a 2x leverage Intel ETF. So it's just the Intel stock, except 2 times as volatile. Obviously, we were all watching into the Discord as soon as that news was announced. This was like the crazy big news yesterday. NVIDIA, $5 billion. Anyway, got its huge run up right at 7 a.m. This is 7 in the morning, right when trading begins in Thinkorswim. Then you get your first red pullback. This is an A+ setup. Buy the first red candle after news was announced. And then you got to hold on to this trade for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars, or 7, because you still hold this one too. So 14 minutes you got to hold on to this trade and lock in just over 20% in profit. This one is ticker LASE, another stock that moved yesterday. I'm just sort of racking my brain for what we were talking about in the Discord yesterday. Once again, got news this time at 8 o'clock, so an hour after Intel. Got news, got a large green candle. The strategy bought the first dip on the 2-minute chart. Held this trade once again for about 12, 14 minutes. And nothing crazy, but once again, you made 8%. Guys, people are happy if their investment account makes 8% in 12 months. This strategy is making 8% in 14 minutes. We're sitting here saying, oh, it's just kind of a boring trade, whatever. Don't shake your head at 8%. You should be pretty damn happy with 8% in 14 minutes, especially if you can replicate it over and over again throughout the trading day. This is ticker CWD. This one is from 10 days ago. Of course, I remember this one. I have vivid memories of this one because this is the stock that went absolutely berserk. But hey, even for this strategy, it did really damn well. At 7:30, so bottom of the hour, news dropped. Big green candle, buy the first dip, and then just 6 bars later, the strategy locks in over 62% in profit. An absolutely insane move. Of course, this stock just continues and goes absolutely nuts, but what are you going to do? Cry on your chair that you only made 62%? I think you're still going to be pretty happy. And actually, zooming forward, because when you get a huge move like that, you tend to get some aftershock moves. So moving forward, this is just from 9 days ago now. You get another opportunity. Gets a move, buys the first dip, makes 4% in less than 12 minutes. Once again, nothing crazy, but would you cry about making 4% in 12 minutes? I hope you won it. Then this is just from 2 days ago. This is from 2 days ago. CWD, once again, aftershock type moves. I actually think 2 days ago, I remember this, they announced some kind of news again, because here at 7:30, got another spike. Of course, the strategy enters the first red candle, and in just 2 bars, or 3 bars, should we say, the strategy makes 24%. That's 3 trades we're looking at, and you end up locking in like over 86, 87, maybe even closer to 90% in profit on 3 trades on 1 ticker in the last 10 days. Now, returning subscribers to this YouTube channel will know, by the way, if you're not subscribed, smack, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on these videos in the future. Anyway, returning subscribers to this YouTube channel will know that whenever I make a strategy video like this, I always make sure to show you a losing trade as well. I don't ever want to try to sell you all on some sort of perfect 100% win rate strategy. No, guys, of course, every single strategy that has ever been made ever is going to take losses. This one's actually from this morning as well. I didn't see it. Maybe luckily for me, I didn't see it. But anyway, CMND got a spike here at 8:20, kind of a random time. I'm only really looking at my scanner typically at the top and bottom of the hour. That's why I didn't see this one. But at 8:20, they announced news. They got a spike. Strategy bought the first red candle. It bounced like it tried to go, was up 7, 8, 9%. Then unfortunately just failed. And the first red candle got stopped out red for a 2.5% loss. So it kept the loss relatively small. It sucks that the stock bounced and tried to get going, just couldn't ever quite get up above this resistance, then failed down. But once again, maybe it makes me a bad salesman. I'd probably sell more subscriptions to my website if I pretended like my strategies never lost, but I don't ever want to lead you all in that way. I make enough money. I don't have to lie to you all to try to make more. So there's an example of a losing trade from this morning. So what I'm going to be doing over the next handful of weeks is watching this strategy in pre-market, how it performs on the gappers. I will be figuring out what type of news creates the best kinds of setups. I will be optimizing the code to try to make it as efficient as possible. Whenever I make code changes, I will change the code on the website. That is something beautiful about my website. I am always adding and updating my codes. At least one new code a week or one new update a week you will get from daytradingstrategies.net. Now, whenever I publish a video that I think is going to do well, and I understand that sounds cocky, but I think this video will do well. It's a pre-market scalping strategy. I think that's something people are very interested in. I always launch a limited time discount code alongside it just to help give you that extra little push. So just the next 10 of you, we're only doing 10. I don't think this video is going to get 1 million views or anything like that. I don't think it's that good, but the next 10 of you that sign up using discount code SAVE30 will be able to take 30% off of whichever plan you decide to sign up for. As forementioned, every single week, I at least add one new code to the website. Therefore, I do have my website set up as a subscription service. You can obviously sign up for the monthly plan or the annual plan. With the annual plan, obviously you'll save yourself some money with the next 12 months of access to all the codes on this website. But more importantly, the annual plan and the annual plan only is how you get lifetime access to this Discord server. So if you're interested in being in a server with people that are always talking about what stocks are moving throughout the day, this is the place to be. The server currently consists of 697 members. That's a lot of people that have signed up for the annual plan. That's a lot of people with their eyes on the market currently talking about what's going on all the time. So once again, if that sounds interesting to you, head on over to daytradingstrategies.net, sign up for the annual plan, and if you're one of the next 10 to do it, use discount code SAVE30 at checkout to take 30% off.